Picture yourself in a lovely Boston neighborhood home. It's October 23rd, 2077. You're spending your early morning with your significant other. You drink your morning coffee, as you normally would, go about reading comics, when a regular news broadcast brings about some of the most gut-wrenching words you have ever heard.
We do have coming in. That's, confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania. My God.
Life feels fleeting as you realize your time is limited, yet you remember what Vault-Tec promised you, what it promised the world. A world after the end of the world. A home after yours has been blasted by a nuclear bomb. Reality is over for you. What must you do other than to run into a vault and trust Vault-Tec? What I've just described is a simplified version of the beginning events of the popular video game Fallout 4. Throughout the pre-war world of Fallout, it's clear that Vault-Tec was a Disney-like entity with major influence over the population. As rumors of war and political conflict rise, fear spreads amongst the masses. Vault-Tec, like any other major company, simply saw a convenient opportunity for extreme profit. Sell the people of America safety. Sell them a future. Sell them a way out of total atomic annihilation. As the idea of the American dream had almost entirely become a redundant fiction, Vault-Tec stepped in to promise a greater life beyond what had been constant talk of everyone's demise in America. In the Amazon Fallout TV series finale, we're shown a major meeting from big players in Vault-Tec and other massive companies like Robco, with, of course, one of these major people being Mr. House, originally shown off in Fallout New Vegas. In this flashback meeting before the bombs, the participants can be heard discussing profitability of nuclear war and what they might seek to gain from mutually assured destruction. Now, regardless if some believe this meeting here is contradictory to older lore or if it works within the modern story of Fallout, some like to theorize that this leads into the concept/theory of Vault-Tec being the people behind the nuclear bombs, which has been an interesting idea because when we look at the town in Fallout 3, Megaton, we see that there is a nuclear bomb planted in the middle of the town. There's a nuclear bomb planted in the very middle. And what logo is on that nuclear bomb? None other than Vault-Tec, of course. However, this doesn't solidify the idea that they were the ones behind it. It does, however, prove that they were behind more than just nuclear bunkers. They also built weapons of all sorts. But those are just two sides of the coin. Now, the idea that Vault-Tec would be behind the nuclear explosives has always intrigued me, and for the simple reason that it relates to our life that we live today. Think for a moment in terms of our reality. We all start simple, from a place of humble beginnings. Every business owner can tell you that. They've all started from a place, possibly, where there wasn't much to be said as far as their profitability. However, as the businesses grew and grew, it's really down to the individual to decide whether they want to be corrupt or not. Money always corrupts. And even if one person, the owner himself or herself, regardless if they are corrupt or not, if they're not, that doesn't mean there can't be corruption in the company in total. So how does this relate? Well, the simple way it relates is that in modern history, we've seen the rise of corporations, the rise of oil. We've seen the rise of train stations. We've seen the rise of steel production. We've seen the rise of monopoly. I think Vault-Tec is no different. Vault-Tec is only out to serve themselves, whether it is inhumane experimentations deep in underground vaults, or possible profiteering off of nuclear bombs and total atomic annihilation. They are no different than any other company in our modern world. And why wouldn't you accept going into a new home if it meant that you would survive nuclear blast. If you knew that there was a nuclear bomb that was going to go off near your town, where would you go? What would you do? If you were in the case of Nate and Nora, why, you'd accept your only offer you've been given. Vault 111 is your place to go. And now, of course, we can look at places like Vault 76 and see that, yes, there were some vaults that weren't particularly evil and devious in their plots. It was also one of the most non-ill-willed experiments ever, to go and repopulate the Earth after 25 years. Also, Appalachia did not see quite as much damage as what other places like Boston had and Nevada. Although, yes, the people are still living to some degree, they don't run things anymore. Most people in the modern Fallout world do not respect vault dwellers. They don't respect Vault-Tec. And who could blame them? They've had to grow up in a world where they didn't ever get the protection of a vault. They were never given that option. They merely had to survive by any means. And like we've seen throughout the history of our own world, anytime there is an overthrow of government, there is always need of a new.
Hell yeah, bro.
That's why regardless if the world, or regardless if America was over, there was always going to be some form of new government, new currency, new factions. These factions step in the place where governments once were. They seek to, although by weird means, and some would say cruel, find their own form of royalty and harmony amongst others. Whether that be turning everyone into synths and murdering everyone, whether that be killing other groups of mutated people just because you're discriminatory against them, whether that be hiding away these synths and wanting them to be free, or just being the Minutemen. All seek to have some form of power over the Commonwealth, specifically in Fallout 4. However, where does Vault-Tec come in this? Well, Vault-Tec really doesn't. Like I said, it has always failed greed. And like our real world, anytime a government is too greedy, or they've pushed too far, just a little over the edge too far, and collapsed, there was always a new government to push over and come in. Now, there are some places where there are rebellions, and it is not set in stone for a new government to be put there yet. But in almost every case, we've seen new governments formed and new bonds made, new power shifted, and new money to be made. Fallout is simply a reflection of our own world, of the own greed that we see day to day, the manipulation through advertisement and sneaky way of confusion, fear-mongering, misinformation. We listen to other people's opinions. We listen to other people's voices as a means for fact when we should be looking for the facts ourselves. Instead of reading and gaining knowledge, we simply listen to others' knowledge. When you let yourself be open and vulnerable to these monopolies, such as Vault-Tec, such as Disney, when will you not be easily manipulated? Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a long 3 weeks since I've last posted, but I'm very thankful to be back with another video, and I hope that this video is of a higher standard and higher quality than what you're used to seeing from my channel. As throughout my time making videos this year, I've strived on trying to perfect my craft and be more excellent. So for those tuning in, I thank you, and I will see you in the next video.